You're listening to Hotepish with your host, Dwan B. Intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
We live, we here with an impromptu Hotepish, intelligent-ish talk, intelligent shit talk. Y'all know me. One of my favorite pastimes on earth is talking shit. Another one of my favorite pastimes on earth is teaching. So I do both. You dig? I'm trying to send this out to my social media. Let me see. Let me go to my Twitter real quick and send this shit out. Make sure, because I be doing these impromptu ass shows. People don't be knowing I'm online. And YouTube don't like goddamn showing when I'm online. There we go. All right. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Let me just post this shit on Instagram. Listen to that dope ass track produced by Duncan Pender Hughes. Museum. What does that mean? All right. All right, cool. I'm done posting this shit on Instagram. All right, thank y'all. What's up, Darrell James? What's up, Truth Seeker? Mr. Trey Day, Mark Miles. Yes, sir, we did it. Nicole CNC. Let me fade that sound out a little bit more. Yeah, we did it. Esmont. We did this shit. Salute to everybody who donated. What's up, Dr. Sinister? Salute to everybody who donated to the museum. I got that $500 package so I can have my name on the goddamn wall. along with a couple other confidential $20 donations just when he asked during the live shows. But yeah, I'm not gonna be here all morning this morning because I've been so goddamn busy. I've been wanting to come on with you guys, but usually I get on in the morning before I get my shit really started for the day. The last few mornings, like I've been having to go to the chiropractor because of my back, and so that's been taking my mornings out. And then today I ain't gonna be on long because I'm about to buy a new car, so I gotta head down to the car lot in about 2 hours to get some new shit. I ain't never been able to keep a car more than 3 years. I think 3 years is the longest I've ever had a car. Maybe 4. But I drive a lot. I've had this Honda Accord now for 3.5 years. And I have 115,000 miles on that motherfucker. Trips to Houston, goddamn Mount Shasta, Sedona, Vegas, about 15 times. Yeah. So I ain't gonna be on here all day because I got to get my new shit. Hell no, I ain't getting no Mustang. I get responsible cars now, man. Shit. I get my sister. This gonna be my 3rd Honda Accord in a row. I've been driving nothing but Honda Accord since 2015. 2006, 2014. I've been driving nothing but Honda Accord. It's gonna be my 3rd one. I learned my lesson back when I had my Audis. My first car was a GMC Jimmy. Then I had a 2003 F-150. And then in 2004, I got a 2005 Audi A4. And that shit, man, them Audis, goddammit, I spent like more than $9,000 in repair after that thing crossed 50,000 miles. Between 50 and 60,000 miles, I spent like $9,000 fixing my Audi. So what did my dumb ass do? Get another Audi. I then got an Audi A6. This shit was 2007. That shit was $60,000, that car. Another car in the shop all the goddamn time. Then I got, fuck all this. I'm like, man, fuck all this flossing shit. Get me a Honda Accord. And I've been a loyal Honda owner ever since. I'm about to get a hybrid Accord too. Get my green shit on. I had a Chevy Tahoe after my Audi. That Tahoe did me right. It was just too much gas. But anyway, enough about me. Well, not enough about me yet. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all. You can visit hotepish.com/apparel to get these dope ass t-shirts. My Scholars t-shirts. Fuller, Clark, Welsing, Van Sertima, Benyakinen. My John Henry Clark shirt. Black people don't owe anybody anything but an ass whooping. Martin Luther King. I fear I may have integrated my people into a boining house. Yeah, I said boining. That's how the old nigga said, boing. And of course, I have my newest t-shirts, Rebels for the Cause. Nat Turner, Robert Smalls, Bass Reeves, Denmark Vesey, Jean-Jacques Dessalines. I had a white person yesterday ask me what this shirt was. I was at a filming. Y'all know Slink Johnson, Black Jesus? That's my nigga right there. He got a new show that he's filming. And I was at the taping of it yesterday. And I wore this shirt. And a white person was like, I know who Nat Turner is, but who are those other guys? By the time I finished describing Robert Smalls, that motherfucker's face was pink. Nigga, I smelled the vinegar and mustard coming out of his pores. Niggas, by the time I got to Bass Reeves, he didn't want to. He couldn't stay for Denmark Vesey and Jean-Jacques Dessalines. That white boy started turning pink and goddamn stinking. I think his hair from the cave age started to grow back, like the hair on his back from the caveman days. I think I saw a little bit of hair coming out his back. That's how mad that motherfucker was. So get that t-shirt. Yeah, Slink Johnson. I'm gonna get Slink back on the show. What do y'all feel about me? Because I've been doing less interviews of people like comedians and celebrities and shit. Do y'all want me to interview someone? Because I've been doing like a lot of scholarly interviews. Put a number 1 in there if you want me to go back to interviewing some of my comedy friends too. Put a number 1 in there. I'm gonna have to have Slink Johnson back on. If y'all put that, Daphne Springs, Big Ja, all them niggas. If you want to know, put a number 1 in there if you want me to do some more of those type interviews. Where it's not as much information, but it's more entertainment talk. Let me know. But anyway, let's get into it right now. Okay, I have getting a lot of ones in here. I had one no, a bunch of yeses. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get. I told the homie Daphne Springs. Y'all know Daphne. She has that crazy-ish thing that she does on Facebook. That's funny as hell. She asked me when we was at the Improv last week. I'm like, yeah. I appreciate that, Walter Johnson. Mix of both is good, DeAndre. I appreciate that. All right, cool. 2 for both. Okay, got you. Well, anyway, celebration time for the Hidden History Museum. Our brother Tariq Nasheed pulls it off again. He set an aggressive goal, and the black community listened and met it. Salute to Black America. Salute to us. Let's pat ourselves on the back one time. Let's pat ourselves on the back one time. Because I noticed one thing about Tariq, what he's been doing, like even with his last few movies with Buck Breaking and Hidden Colors 5, I saw him expanding the funding goal. And each time I saw Black America reaching it, what does that show us? That shows us that when these people come around and say, well, I'm only doing this because that's what the public wants, it shows you that's some bullshit. When they talk to you about our music and they say, oh, the reason why we play Dick Pussy Ho is because that's what the people want. Is it really? Because we always lie to. They always say Black Americans just like debauchery. And we just like bullshit. They always equate Black Americans with our lowest denominator. I said this before, every group has a low denominator. Every group has a group of people that the rest of the group don't really fuck with like that. Because they ignorant. The difference between Black Americans and the rest of everyone else is we get associated with our undesirables and they get put in the forefront to speak for us. Well, the Supreme Court says money is speech. If money is speech, the silent majority of Black America just spoke up. To the tune of $1.125 million. He reached $125,000 over goal. $120,000 over goal. You see here it says backed by 10,676 backers. I think we spoke up, black folks. And this is a great thing, man, because the silent majority of black people have always been cared about the improvement of us as a race. The silent majority of black people are decent. We're not ratchet. We're loving people. We're sharing people. We're caring people. We've just been quiet over the last 40, 50 years. And we've allowed the dickheads to do all the talking. We allow all the motherfucking cousins that we don't even deal with these cousins. We love them from a distance. But they've been the ones that's been having the mic. This project shows who we really are as a people. People are saying, how did Tariq get this, but Umar didn't? It's because we trust Tariq. Tariq has shown and proved his whole career. I didn't get into Tariq Nasheed until around 2012, 13, 14, 13, sometime around there. When y'all know her, Kamira White, comedian. I gotta have her back on this show too. That's my nigga right there. I saw Kamira last night. I saw Kamira and Teddy Ray last night. Them is my niggas. But Kamira, when she around the time we first became cool, when she first got into comedy, we was kicking it. She was like, "You ever hear of this movie called Hidden Colors?" I appreciate the Cash App, David Bell. Thank you. And I was like, "Nah, I ain't heard no Hidden Colors." And Kamira was like, "You gotta watch that shit, Dwan. You gotta watch that shit." And Kamira told me to watch it. And then another comedian friend of mine, Smokey Deese, literally like the next month, he had the Woompty Wamp copies, you know, the street copies. And I saw them Hidden Colors movies. Man, the shit was so good. I said, you know what? I don't even feel right watching these street Woompty Wamp copies. I went and bought the whole set. And I've since bought like 8 or 9 different sets of the Hidden Colors package. Every time it comes out a new movie since Hidden Colors 3, I buy the whole package and give it to some family member or some friend or somebody. When that Hidden Colors movie dropped, when I first saw it in 2014, sometime around there, 2014. When I first saw that movie, and I meant to tell Tariq this when I did his live. He invited me on his live a couple of days ago, but he asked me some specific question, so I want to just answer the man's question because I know he's a busy person. But that Hidden Colors saved me from a major nervous breakdown. That movie saved me. Let me say that one more time. That movie legitimately saved me from a for real nervous breakdown. How was I about to have a nervous breakdown? Well, at the time, I was working at this company, mental health. And y'all don't know what I would see at that job I was on. I saw the worst shit. I saw the worst shit. I would see black kids. Tariq's talking about black kids in the foster system. Shit. I lived that through that job that I was on. I would have kids whose head was on straight. Mom lost a job. Dad lost a job. They went homeless for maybe a month or two. And you know, when a child's environment changes that drastically, the behaviors generally play out in school, because a someone in the 7th or 8th grade or 6th grade, they don't have the vocabulary to say, my parents were displaced. They were displaced, and I'm displeased by our new living arrangements. So because our new living arrangements are meager, I'm going to need extra attention from the school, and I'm going to act out. No fucking kid does that. They don't have the language to. All the child knows is shit's fucked up and I'm mad. And they express their anger oftentimes at school in violent manners. And when I say violent, I don't mean trying to kill nobody, but just, starting a few fights, cussing a couple teachers out, shit like that. I remember these parents, that happened to them, their kid, and the foster system really tried to take the kid. And I had to go to family court. If you in LA, you know where family court is. The 10 freeway and the 710, right next to the sheriff's station. Sheriff headquarters is family court. Teal and pink, teal paint, sort of off pinkish colors. I'm giving y'all the color code, so if y'all ever had to go, y'all know I ain't bullshitting. I spent my days in court, in family court, all the goddamn time, trying to take a black kid. And we just like, no, this kid is good. The relationship with the parents good. They're just going through a mental thing. We gotta coach them through this. They'll be fine. But they be wanting to take these black kids. I was in the special education. I have all these kids in special education, and I'm talking to these kids. These kids not only do they not belong in special education, they belong in advanced placement. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I saw Hidden Colors. And when I saw Hidden Colors, it was like when Dr. Welsing spoke, when Brother Kaba Kamene spoke, and I'm so glad I got to share this and thank Brother Kaba Kamene. Check out my interview I did with Brother Kaba Kamene. It was a good interview. He gave us some good game and information. I was happy I was able to tell that man that, hey, look, man, your information saved my mental health, because I, as a mental health worker, and this is for all you people out there, all you social workers out there, all of you licensed marriage and family therapists, all of you LMFTs and people who work in mental health. When you're young in mental health, you know those who work out there. When you're young in it and you care about your job and what you do, you take it in and you take things in and you try to be the best warrior you can be for your people. And that's where I was when I was new in this, or newer into it. You gotta go through that point of damn near nervous breakdown before you learn how to let it go. So when I saw Hidden Colors, I saw a bunch of people who I never heard of before talking like they had my job. So since I saw that there was a system in place, I said, okay, I went from playing the victim of somebody who, oh, woe is me, everything is wrong, why can't I help, to, okay, this is a system. Let me learn where I can work in this system to help. And that's where I learned the IEP process, what an IEP is. The special education system. That's when I learned that. And I came up and I created my own company out of that. And I've since gotten hundreds of black boys and girls out of the special education system. Or if I put them in the special education system, I gave them services that are going to help push them forward, not keep them locked in. And that's how I created this company right here, Breakthrough Advocacy Services. Y'all see my website for everybody new here. This was born out of watching Hidden Colors. This company right here that has since saved hundreds of black boys from the special education system. Hundreds. I got testimonials on Google reviews and Yelp to back up what I'm telling you. I'm a nigga that did this shit in the real world who came to the internet to give my real world solutions. Not some nigga that just has a couple good ideas on my brain. Let me get some attention. No, I bring to you experience. That's why I always say, when it comes down to it, you don't watch Tariq Nasheed and his information for information porn. You listen to it to find out what you can do with your set of skills to help solve the problem. Because our problems that we have as a people are holistic, 360. And there's something that you do professionally that you have training in that can help solve the problem. Some people can do it big. Some people, you may only reach your kids. Some people, you may only reach your kids and their friends that come over the house. That's fine. Whatever level you need to do it on is the level you need to do it on. You don't take what brothers like Tariq Nasheed say, I know more than the next nigga. That's what a lot of niggas do. They take in information and then want to come around and preach like they know everything to every goddamn body. No, you don't get information to hoard it and show that you smarter. You get information to say, okay, how can I flip and whoop-de-wham this shit into help for my people with my set of skills? So whenever I speak to Tariq again, I'm definitely going to tell him his work has birthed 2 different companies I've opened since then that have gone back to help my people. So that's the effect of a Tariq Nasheed and what he does and how he helps. So people like me, that's the reason why he has the respect that he has. Because one, not only did you give us information, you gave it to us in a way that we can do something with it. And every time we put money up behind one of your projects, we've seen it come to fruition. We've seen it come through fruition. So let me put some warnings out there, people. I've seen a lot of people saying this shit. Man, them white folks, they ain't gonna never let us do nothing like this. For all of you niggas, yes, the white supremacists, I'm sure, have tricks up their sleeve that they're waiting. That's when it comes to us that we must have our brothers back regardless. We don't know what kind of bullshit news they may release or say some bullshit. They good at making up shit. You ain't got to necessarily do nothing. They'll just make it up. We got to be smart enough to see things through. The cost of this museum may double. We don't know because they're always trying some tricks. If it does, we got to be willing to come up off more of them shekels. That's all that means. Because I'm not done donating to this museum by a long shot. My plans are, once this museum is open, it's a museum, I'm gonna keep some kind of hopefully Tariq does something to where he has a monthly or yearly campaign to raise funds for the museums. Because I know when I go to the California History Museum, they always asking for money. When I go to LACMA, LA County Museum of Art, they always asking for money. Every time I go to MoCA, the museum downtown, they're always asking for money. So hopefully, Brother Tariq Nasheed has something to where he can get a monthly contribution thing going up. $25 a month, $10 a month, $100 a month, whatever you can afford. I'm gonna be the first one to sign up for it. Because once this museum is open, the man's still gonna have staff to pay. And you know the security gonna have to be on point. Because we know how these white supremacists get down. Y'all heard my interview, if you haven't, from 2 weeks ago with Reverend Fontroy, Martin Luther King's limo driver. He talked about when he opened up a community center down in Miami, how it got vandalized more than 54 times. And the police never caught the person. And how he suspected the police to be in on it. I'm not saying that's going to, I'm not putting that energy out there for the Hidden History Museum, but we know the white supremacists be doing bullshit. So we got to put it in our mindsets now that once the museum is open, we're going to have to keep coming out of our pockets to keep it open. But imagine if 10, 15,000 of us said, okay, I'm going to donate $10 a month to the museum. What if 15,000 of us pledged $10 a month to the museum? Another 2,000 pledged $25 a month. That ain't shit. I donate to PBS because I like documentaries. I'm a PBS SoCal subscriber, $5 a month. I put money up on K-Jazz because I like listening to jazz. So I don't put money up on K-Jazz no more because they ain't got no black DJs. That's how the game works. You want something, you got to put your money behind it. So we got to make sure that we sustain the museum. Got to do it for our people. Because children and black folks need this type imagery. Look at that bust of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing and Biddy Mason and John Henry Clark. Don't they look like God him herself? That picture, that bust of Dr. Welsing, that shit made my heart skip a beat. She looks like the goddess that she is in that bust. Biddy Mason, Dr. John Henry Clark. Oh, I can't wait to see that live and in person. You're right, Courtney G. We got to get in the habit of putting our own money up on stuff. That's the only way. I remember something that my Jewish business partner told me before he passed away. Rest in peace, Mr. Al Sincha. But he's someone who took me under his wing when I was, how old was I? It was 2006. I was like 26, 25, something like that. Working in mortgage. Started working for this old Jewish man's loan company. He owned the company, him and his son. And he gave me a lot of principles on money. Formulas on how to buy rental property that I've learned from this day, and I've never took a loss. I haven't taken a loss since. Took losses before this motherfucker, but I ain't took a loss since. How to calculate income versus the rent rolls and calculations to see if a building services itself. Gave me all kind of tips and tricks of the game. But one big tip and trick Al gave me was, he said this. He always donated a portion of his money to Jewish schools. And he said that, after what they went through in Germany, they knew they could not leave it to America to educate their children. And let me tell you something else he told me. All these Jews you see walking around here, most of these motherfuckers ain't rich like that. It's like any other community. You have your ones that have all the goddamn money, and you got other ones that just wear them little black suits with them fake ass side bangs. What do they call them? Them side bangs that they got. Them long when you driving down Wilshire, And you see these motherfuckers over there in Hancock Park with the hat on and the side bangs. He was like, man, a lot of them ain't got money like that. But that still shouldn't stop their child from receiving a proper Jewish education. So those of us with money and all in between, we put money behind the schools. And he told me that because I was getting him to donate to my basketball program. This is back when I used to coach basketball. I used to get this Jewish man to put up all kind of money for my basketball team. He would put money up for my kids that were in special education. I mean, I had them put up tens of thousands of dollars on black people. Anywhere I asked him to donate, he would do it. But y'all, he left me with that. Whatever it is that you want, you got to be willing to put money behind it. Whatever it is you want with your people, you got to put money behind it. So the way I took that was, if a person of privilege, as he is, he's still a white male Jew. That's top of the hierarchy here in America. If somebody on the top of the social hierarchy says you can't depend on the government to do shit, you got to fund it yourself, especially when it comes to educating your children, what the fuck do us on the bottom of the hierarchy got to do? You think they're going to treat us better? So we won, but this is just the first step of winning. This win is a marathon for us black folks. What's up, CT Reed? But yeah, man, like, what's up, Emmanuel Heath? Yeah, lessons come from everywhere, man. I believe in learning lessons from everybody. I believe in learning lessons. And when a Jewish dude is talking to me about money, I better goddamn listen. Something is telling me, the spirit is telling me to share with you guys one of my secrets. I'm going to share with you guys one secret when it comes to buying rental property, a calculation. Don't ever ask me this again. People pay me for this information, but I'm going to give it to y'all for free because I feel like we have a lot of on-code B1 people in here. When you're buying a rental property, take the rent roll, what the income is, and you multiply it by 37.5%. The number that's left over, if that number is larger than the expenses, then you have a building that pays for itself. If it's less than, then you don't. Why did I use 37.5%? Because it's been said that over a 10-year period of owning a building, about 37.5% of what you bring in is going to go right back into repairs, roofing, plumbing. Because you know, if you got a building with more than 2 units, you calling that goddamn plumber once a week in one of those units, or at least twice a month. You calling that plumber. That if a new roof, whether it comes down to a new roof, plumbing, electrical problems, all of that stuff generally comes out to about 37.5% of what the building makes over a 10-year period. So if you can take what you bring in and put 37.5% of that to the side, not look at it, and the amount of rent that you get coming in, if that's still more than the mortgage insurance, then you have a building that pays for itself. If once you deduct that 37.5% and put it to the side, if that number is less than what you're paying, then you have a building that long term probably won't pay for itself. Well, or it won't pay for itself at least for another 4 or 5 years. But if you invest in rental income, you want to invest in something that's paying for itself immediately. So that's a bit of game for you people that are out there buying apartment buildings and rental properties across the country. If once you take away 37.5%, say it one more time. You get a building and say it's bringing in $5,000 a month. Let's say you get a building bringing in $5,000 a month. And you multiply that times 37.5%. That's $1,875. Put that $1,875 to the side. And you're left with $3,125. That's what you're bringing in. $3,125. If the mortgage, insurance, and all of that stuff comes to a number less than $3,125, you have a building that pays for itself. But if you're putting out, if your expenses are $4,000 a month, you bring in $5 minus 37.5%, $3,125. Now you're in the hole $875 a month. So that's a bit of advice for my B1 family out there buying rental property. Use that calculation, and over a 10-year period. Again, I'm not a mortgage expert. Don't sue me, goddammit. But this is something that I've been dealing with rental properties for over 10 years, and it's something that I found rings true. Bit of advice from one of my Jewish business partners. Back to what we talking about here. The Hidden History Museum. Another reason why I'm so happy about this museum is because it's right, and nigga, this shit's in my neighborhood, god damn it, shit. Anytime I'm leaving my grandparents' house to go visit my parents, I take 54th, then head on up to Vernon. Vernon turns into Angela's Vista at Crenshaw. And that's where this museum is right here. You see that kind of yellowish building to the left? That building was built about 15 years ago on a corner of Angela's Vista and Crenshaw, right across the street from Chase Bank. And right across the street from this Hidden History Museum is Africa Town, the Congo Square. Well, it used to be a drum circle that the white folks now put a gate up around and turned it into a dog park. And then you head up Angela's Vista and you're in what some people call Black Beverly Hills, View Park, Windsor Hills. Like, man, this is going to be right down in my neighborhood. My whole life has been lived within either a few blocks of Crenshaw or a few blocks of Slauson. My whole life. I've always lived either within a couple blocks of Crenshaw or a couple blocks of Slauson. I'm a South Central LA ass nigga. You know what else this does with this museum? This museum shuts up all of those, what about black on black crime? We need to do better ass niggas. What's up, Iron Manifesto? What's up, Kenneth Berry? What's up, Quan S. and Gail? But all of you, we need to do better ass niggas. You know what I'm talking about. Every time black folks got some Every time one black person messes up on some side of town, it's always some nigga that comes around talking about, we just need to do better. Do better than what? Huh? We just came together and funded a motherfucking museum. Did you fund that museum, Mr. We Need to Do Better Coon? Did you? How much did you put in on this, Mr. Black People Can't Never Do Nothing Together? How much money did you put up on the museum, sir? Ma'am? Because it's always these sorry, dirty motherfuckers telling us what we need to do better. Do better than what? We live in a degenerate society. Let me just scan the paper and this all top of my. I didn't even pre-do this part. Let me just browser share. Let's just read the LA Times and see what black people need to do better than. All right. Okay, they're talking about Afghanistan on the first page. Why are they talking about Afghanistan? Because Joe Biden pulled out and left that country to its lonesome. Why did he pull out? Well, why was this country here over in Afghanistan to begin with? We need to do better. We live in a country that literally started a war because the person that was in office at the time, George Bush, had a personal vendetta against Iraq, and he had greasy fingers and greed in his eyes on how much money he could make in them poppy fields in Afghanistan. Black people need to do better? Do better than what? That? Starting wars for personal reasons? Killing tens of thousands of innocent people on both sides between soldiers and Afghanis? We need to do better than what?